Yo, what is up guys, your boy IzuKage here with a new what if, and this what if is what if Naruto had God Ki. So yes, another OP Naruto series, but who doesn't love it? Anyways, I've actually been thinking of doing Dragon Ball what ifs, so if you guys are interested, let me know. Just comment it down below saying I'm interested or something like that. So yeah, hope you guys going to enjoy the what if. As the roars of the Nine Tails echo throughout the village, people ran in fear and panic. Some had to leave their loved ones behind and they fled to the evacuation areas in the Hokage Stone Heads. Hiruzen and his personal team of Anbu were trying their best to minimize casualties while Minato dealt with the Nine Tails. A few minutes earlier, in a cave just outside the Leaf Village, the cries of baby Naruto were heard. But his appearance was different from the Naruto we're used to. Naruto was born with beautiful crimson red hair, and Minato and Kushina were in awe at the vibrant color, but it was soon interrupted. The two medical ninjas that helped deliver the baby fell to the ground as they were killed, and a masked man stole the baby. Holding a kunai to Naruto, he said, "Step away from the Jinchuriki, or else this kid'll have a quick death." Naruto began to cry even louder, and everyone in the room felt an immense pressure weighing them down. Minato thought this was just another one of this guy's tricks, so he acted quickly. Before Naruto could get hurt, in a flash he appeared behind him holding Naruto. But this was exactly what the man wanted. He took Kushina and started the extraction ritual. Back with Minato, he was making sure Naruto was safe, and when he finally stopped crying, his hair turned back to its usual yellow color. Naruto was confused, but a loud explosion shook the village and he had to go. The events of the canon timeline take over from here, with the Nine Tails being sealed within Naruto and the village being saved, but at what cost? Hiruzen and his personal Anbu team rushed over to check on the Hokage and his wife, and when they arrived, he sees Kushina clutching on baby Naruto, telling him not to be mean and to eat all his vegetables and to make sure he gets good sleep. Before passing, she had one request for Hiruzen. "Promise me you'll protect him. He may be a handful, but I know he'll be the strongest ninja in existence." And Kushina slowly drifted away. Tears were flowing from Hiruzen's eyes and he vowed to keep Naruto safe. 4 years later. During this time, Hiruzen had actually been holding up his promise to Kushina, but it all came crashing down when Danzo had the bright idea to spread the news that Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki to everyone in the village. Now, everywhere Naruto went, people started shunning him. They were disgusted and angry at what quote-unquote Naruto did to the villagers all those years ago, and fearful that he might do it again. Of course, this didn't positively affect Naruto. He lost the little friends he had left and he was left alone. So as the days go by, Naruto would pretty much stay in his room all day, and one day Hiruzen came to see Naruto to see what he's up to and also to give him his money for the month. Hiruzen used his key to open the door, and when he walked in, he's like, "Damn, it's dark in here." And he's shuffling around and bumps into tables and chairs, but makes it to the light switch. He looks around and sees Naruto just lying down in his bed in the middle of the day. He sets down the wad of cash on the table and says, "Naruto, guess what?" And Naruto just groans, which Hiruzen takes as him saying what? "I brought you a scroll," and Naruto did perk up for a second but went back. Naruto had actually always asked Hiruzen for scrolls so he could learn cool jutsu, but obviously Hiruzen didn't until now. So Hiruzen is walking towards the door and says, "Well, I guess I'll have to give another kid this so he can learn." Naruto quickly ran out of his bed and blocked Hiruzen from leaving. He says, "Okay, can I please have it?" Hiruzen smirks and says, Alright, Naruto, but you promised to follow everything in the scroll, each letter. Naruto nods frantically and Hiruzen just says okay and lets him have it while he leaves. Naruto runs over to his bed and quickly opens the scroll. He's super excited up until he opens it. When he does, he doesn't see any cool jutsu or anything of the sort. Just this thing called push-ups, pull-ups, and other weird, what they call exercises. To Naruto, this wasn't as cool as jutsus, but maybe it could help. So whenever Naruto isn't doing anything, which is very often, he does these bodyweight exercises to a point where he starts doing them for fun. 4 years later. Over these years, Naruto has built up quite a healthy body, nothing too crazy, but Naruto thinks that he's gotten a lot stronger. Emphasis on he thinks, because Naruto wasn't doing like anything too crazy, especially when you have guys like Lee out here breaking their bones. But right now Naruto is 8 years old, meaning it's time for him to go to the academy. Naruto wears his usual black shirt with the Uzumaki symbol on it and a pair of goggles. Yeah, don't ask me why he wears goggles. So Naruto enters the classroom and people are talking to each other about whatever kids talk about. And Naruto makes his way to a seat next to the window and waits. Eventually, Iruka and Mizuki come into class and tell everyone to quiet down. Iruka says, "So since it's your first day here, I'll have you guys take a few tests just to see where you all stand on the basics." So Mizuki goes around handing out the papers and it's really basic language and math like addition, stuff like that. So once everyone is finished, Mizuki collects the paper and Iruka says, "Now comes the fun part. We get to throw shuriken." And everyone is young, so they get all excited because they are used to playing with toy shuriken and kunai. Now they have the real deal. And the whole class goes outside in preparation. So as the students come up to Iruka, he has them throw ninja tools, the usual kunai and shuriken, at targets and mark them down out of 10. There are 5 targets, and if they hit all 5, that's 5, and if they get bullseye, that's 5 more. So after all this, Iruka announces and is impressed that someone got 8 out of 10, and he says Sasuke Uchiha. All the girls cheer for Sasuke, who smiled a bit because he's still his cheerful self. The whole clan hasn't been massacred yet. So on to the next stage, Iruka has sparring matches and Naruto is excited. He finally gets to show off his strength in front of everyone. So people go before him, and when it's finally time, Iruka calls on Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha. Immediately all the girls start cheering for their beloved Sasuke. "Go Sasuke, you got this!" But this all serves to piss Naruto off. But before he knows it, Iruka says begin and Naruto immediately rushes Sasuke, trying to get the first hit in. Naruto was surprisingly quick, which shocked everyone, and he goes to punch Sasuke but he blocked it. Naruto punched over and over, each being blocked so easily. Then Sasuke gripped Naruto's shirt and with his own force flipped him over onto his back. Naruto was dazed for a second at what happened, but he heard Sasuke Uchiha wins. Despite his injuries, Naruto shouted, No, I can still fight!" Right now, imagine the scene where Lee was standing up after Gaara brutally beat him up. That was Naruto. Barely able to stand up but wanted to fight. For years he worked hard every day. How could it have not paid off? Why is he still weak? Naruto didn't want to accept it. No, he couldn't. Then the girl said, "Naruto, just give up. You were never gonna beat Sasuke anyways." Naruto gritted his teeth and vowed to become stronger. At home that day, Naruto paced around his rooms with his arm folded, thinking of what he could do to one-up Sasuke. And then it hit him. He could learn jutsu. He knows the right place too. The library. Naruto goes through the town to the library, and as soon as he enters, Naruto is getting glares from everyone. Naruto simply keeps his head down and goes towards the jutsu section. He starts browsing when the librarian stops Naruto. She says, "These scrolls aren't for demons like you," and she kicks him out. But Naruto wasn't mad at all because he has quick hands and swiped one of the scrolls. Naruto went home and he tried doing some of the basic jutsus in the scroll, but nothing was working. He tried the recommended chakra training, but nothing. It was like he didn't even have chakra. 2 years pass and time again, Naruto loses to Sasuke and it's like he's getting stronger. After their most recent fight where Sasuke used a fireball jutsu to win, Naruto was furious. He ran out of the academy and into the forest behind, and he went up to a tree and just punched it as hard as he could, just out of anger. But the entire tree and trees behind it uprooted themselves and went flying. Naruto was shocked, yet amazed, surprised, and confused. What just happened? But he could feel himself getting stronger. Naruto went around punching trees and even boulders like nothing, and he went over to a small pond nearby, and in it Naruto saw his hair was crimson red. Was this a part of his power? Naruto thought about this, but his hair slowly started to go back to its blonde color. And Naruto seeing this started panicking. His power is going away. No! He tries everything to get it back. He tries punching trees and boulders, but grits his teeth in the pain caused. Naruto eventually tires himself out and lays on the ground. His mind is running a mile a minute, thinking of any way he could get his power back. But time flies and it becomes nighttime where Naruto falls asleep. While sleeping, Naruto had a dream. He was floating with the stars but heard a stern voice. "Stop toying around, we need to go train your ki." After that, images began flashing in Naruto's mind of someone training their mind and body, working hard, but the dream was soon interrupted. Naruto woke up and it was raining and he started getting soaked, so he ran to get shelter in a nearby cave. He stayed there and Naruto thought back to his dream, and to be honest, it felt real, like he was there. Naruto tries what he saw in the dream and he meditates, which is hard for someone whose nickname is hyperactive, but Naruto actually meditates until morning like it was natural for him. When the sun finally came out, Naruto started his physical training. After a day, Naruto went back to his house and started skipping school often to train his mind and body. Fast forward 3 years and Naruto has trained almost non-stop, working to perfect his God Ki. So Naruto has acquired some interesting abilities, but I'll explain that in the graduation exams. Naruto walks into class and Iruka says, "So Naruto, you actually decided to show up for once. Quickly, have a seat." And Naruto walks over to his seat, but as he's walking, people started realizing Naruto wasn't acting like himself. They couldn't place their finger on it, but he seemed stronger somehow. But anyways, Iruka goes around and starts handing out the test papers. Now, Naruto does train his mind, but this is a standardized test, so no matter how much meditation you do, you won't know trigonometry. So Naruto does his best and Iruka goes and collects the paper. Next up is the accuracy training. By the way, this is all a repeat of what they did on the first day. The only changes with this would be everyone's scores increases by 3 or 4. And this time, both Naruto and Sasuke scored a perfect 10 out of 10. That's bullseyes on all 5 targets. So, the main event. Villagers passing by stopped to spectate, mainly to watch the prodigy Sasuke Uchiha. So when the fight came, people were excited, and even more when they figured out the opponent was Naruto. So they get to see Sasuke and that demon beat up. This will be a fight to remember. The crowd roared and Sakura and Ino and many other female academy students were smitten by Sasuke's charms. So Iruka, feeling the crowd's energy, yelled, "Fight!" Neither moved, just stood there and stared. Naruto then closed his eyes and began focusing his energy. He took a deep breath. Then someone in the crowd yelled, "Get him already!" "Yes, Sasuke, why are you waiting?" Sasuke rushed Naruto, but he realized his hair turned red. What? It doesn't matter, I can take him down in seconds. Sasuke went to kick Naruto. He spun kicked him in the face and the crowd cheered. But Sasuke realized he felt nothing because Naruto moved his head with Sasuke's foot without even touching him. Naruto smiled and he then appeared in front of Sasuke, punching him directly in the chest, sending him flying out of the ring and into the fence the villagers were standing behind. Everyone was confused, unable to form words. What just happened? Naruto beat Sasuke? Iruka came to his senses and said, "Winner, Naruto Uzumaki." The villagers began to boo, but Naruto couldn't care less. He even decided to show off a bit. Naruto started floating off the ground towards where the rest of the students were. People had to do a double take, then wipe their eyes. Is he floating? Like, no one knew what to make of Naruto. But the exams continued. People did their fights and they finally returned to the classroom. Sasuke was still holding his stomach from the pain as he went to his desk. And once everyone was inside, Iruka had all the stats tallied and ready to announce the Rookie of the Year. He says, "The Rookie of the Year is Naruto Uzumaki." Immediately, Sakura stood up. "Iruka-sensei, how is Naruto the Rookie of the Year? He barely comes to any of the classes and he's the dumbest in the class. It should be Sasuke." And Ino, her hype woman, stood up and said, "Yeah, it should be Sasuke." Iruka says, "Calm down, you two. Naruto didn't do the best on the written portion, but I'm sure you're not blind and saw his display of strength just a second ago." Sakura huffed and sat down and said, "Well, Naruto isn't my Rookie of the Year." Iruka started looking over his shoulders, then under the podium, then even to the window. Then he whispered to himself, where could it be? A random kid at the front of the class asked Iruka-sensei, "Well, what are you looking for?" And he said, "I'm looking for who asked Sakura's dumbass for her opinion." "Iruka-sensei, I don't think that's very professional to be cursing." "You know why I don't care? Why don't you care?" Because that is where I'm going to be leaving this one off. Yes, I'm trying to work on the transitions to end the videos. Come on, guys, I'm trying. I feel like that one was alright. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, like, and if you like my content in general, subscribe. Again, definitely let me know if you guys are looking to see some Dragon Ball what ifs, because okay, I'll be real, I really haven't watched Dragon Ball, but I've started binging a bunch of what if Goku and different things like that. So I feel like I'm gonna be prepared. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next what if.